Welcome to Chapter 2 of the World Karate Federation's The Decade's Best, and a chance to look back at 2010 and the World Championships in Belgrade, Serbia. Today's program features the female minus 68 kilogram in the bronze medal bout and also the male minus 75 kilogram gold medal bout. Looking forward to that, and to help bring that back to life, we'd like to welcome former world champion David Benatello and Kumite star Vicky Panizzeru. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hi, Vicky. Nice to see you.
Hi, Davide. Hi, Billy. Very nice to see you both.
Brilliant. Now, listen, we're going to have to cash in on your fantastic experiences in Kumite, the both of you. World class, to say the least. And we're going to get straight into the action in the female minus 68 kilogram bronze medal bout. And hopefully you're going to be able to help us go through the action and to see your view of the bout between Egypt's Heba Abdelrahaman. And she was a bronze medal.
It is my category.
And she's up against some tough opposition here from Turkey in Hafsa Seyda. And no doubt, Vicky, you know both of these fighters. So yeah. I think you can give us a bit of an insight of what you know about them and what we can expect to see in this bronze medal bout in the World Championships.
Both girls are very strong with Yakuzuki Jodan, counter and as an attack. And Seyda, Turkish girl, she has a really good front hand.
See an example there coming straight on the back of you mentioning that Zuki. I think the other thing we have to think about is that there have been many changes in the rules of competition. And David, if I can just ask you to highlight some of those. One, for example, we have the bouts were for 3 minutes. And that, because it was a bronze medal bout, it was a 3-minute bout. But generally, they were 2-minute bouts, weren't they?
Yes. In this period, the finals was 1 minute more than the usual rules. And so in this case, the finals is 3 minutes, as it happening now with the new rules for the Olympics. So this is an Olympics match also.
And of course that changed, as you say, completely not too long after 2010. And there was some concern about whether or not the female athletes were going to be able to work for that other minute. But Vicky, I know that is something that would really rattle your cage, and you'll be saying absolutely no way, because you are top class, world class athletes, aren't you?
Yes, and now the difference is also that we have the sensu. So in that case, right now it's 1-1. So it's nobody has the lead. So right now, yeah, a lot of changes happened, and it's for me it's better how it is right now. The rules are better. And
if you saw two of the athletes going in at the same time as we just did, then only one of them in 2010 could score the point. Now, of course, two judges each, they can both score at the same time, can't they?
Yes, and that is for me more fair. Because it can be, if it's same time, it can be in the judge of the referee who he or she show faster. So it's much more. It's much for me as an athlete. I find it better right now. Also with the card.
Yes, and in 2010, the coaches couldn't put in a video challenge either, could they? So there's been huge changes since that period. And Davide, if I can just come to you, we were operating the 3-judge system back then in 2010, and the no sensu, as Vicky said, and the referee could also give a point as well as warnings and penalties. But the competition, the strength of the athletes, the fighters, we saw a little bit of a contact violation there from Abdelrahaman. But for you, do you think it's safer now in competition than it was even back in 2010?
Look, to say safer or not depends on the bouts, but for sure it's more fair. because now we have 4 judges seated, and there should have to be 2 flags to give the points from the judges. So this is much more fair, in my opinion. And about safety, I think that our equipment didn't change so much from that years. So the safety are very important things for the World Karate Federation, and our competition are very, very safe in this moment. And also because the IOC is very strict for the safety of the athletes, and we are in the correct way for sure in this.
And Vicky, you were saying about both of these fighters are punchers. We have seen a couple of attempts at kicks, but not serious one. But there is, again, a very strong counter-punch from Hafsa Seyda, and she's obviously created a bit of an issue here for herself. You see that powerful punch going into the face there, and she's knocked her opponent down to the tatami. And in 2010, the referee could recommend a higher level of penalty that would at that time given points away. How do you feel about that, Vicky?
Okay, honestly, I think it's much more fair now, because if you get a point because you scored, not because let's say you got a hard punch or something. And in this position now, yeah, of course it's a really hard punch and it's not allowed and it's not safe, of course, but on the other side, all the athletes, we think it's more fair that the other athlete that got the punch, let's say, doesn't get a point because of that. So I believe, yeah, it's much, much better now, how it is, also, the rules.
I think also, David, you share this. Now, we see the referee invoking a Hansokachui for a contact violation, which means at that point, Wazari goes to the other side. So now, from a position of winning, we find Heba Abdelrahaman now in the lead because of that 2 point. And how do you feel about that, David? Because that's changed, hasn't it?
Yes, this change, as Vicky say, is much more fair. Now, to get the point, you have to make the point on the tatami. It's not the referees giving you a gift, and this is much fairer for the athletes. So I agree with these rules, 100%.
Because in this situation, quite clearly, we saw in the last few seconds, what was going to be a bronze medal for Egypt was lost because of that contact violation.
Yes.
And in only the last seconds. And
yes.
It's hard also for the audience to understand, I believe. So it is much, much better now. So I'm happy for that.
Yes, of course. And that is something that has changed quite a bit in that time, hasn't it? And we see some of this action now. Strong takedown. Of course, using both hands, that's not the case now either, is it, Davide? Because the fighters can only use one hand to do a takedown.
Yes, this rule changed in 2014, and karate also changed because of using only one hand, totally changed. Because karate in that moment was very similar to wrestling or judo, and we didn't like this, and now it's much more karate on tatami.
Well, the bout we are about to see here now, the gold medal, minus 75 kilogram challenge. This is between two of the very best. In fact, you could argue the best of the best. I know the current world champion is Ashgari from Iran, but these two guys, amazing. We have Rafael Aghayev against Luigi Busa. They've met several times since 2010, but at that point, we only have a 22-year-old Luigi Busa up against a 24-year-old Rafael Aghayev. So Davide, I'm going to come to you first here because we have an Italian fighter. Italy did incredibly well, didn't they, in those World Championships? And I'd like you to talk us through some of the knowledge you have of Luigi Busa, please.
First of all, I'm very proud of all these two athletes because they have a very long career and both of them have a world title and they meet each other a lot of time and they are, when they are on tatami, they fight very, very strongly, but they are friends in life and this is very important. Luigi Busa was already world champion here. He won the world title in 2006 in Tampere, and also Rafael Aghayev is two-time world champion already. So every time we have this kind of fight between Luigi Busa and Rafael Aghayev, we can see clearly what is karate. And I'm very, as chairman of the Athletes Commission, I'm very proud of these two athletes. I'm proud of all the athletes of the world, you know, but these two athletes has a very long history, and everybody should be proud of these two athletes.
Okay, now Vicky, you're a kicker, and your favourite technique is urumawashi, I believe. What
this
about
is my favourite technique.
That was amazing, wasn't it?
Actually,
yes.
This is my favourite technique. From the cleans, I make urumawashi, and this is why Rafael Aghayev was always my role model since that World Championship, because it was my first World Championship as a senior. And after that, I start practicing it. And after that, it's just one of my top techniques. And in 2010, you can see also that not many athletes were able to work good from the cleans, because it was just a moment where they were training it. And Aghayev, for me, was on this time already in front in some things, and this is also one of the things, the cleans, and how he works in the corner also.
Yeah, I was about to say, because his use of body evasion, moving out of the way, getting himself out of trouble, and whether it's really tight into the corner, we just see him skipping around the tatami there. He's a master of taisabaki on the karate tatami, and he's able to adapt so well, I feel, over the years, hasn't he, Davide? Changes, taking on board those rule changes and still being able to deliver at the very top.
Yes, and also we have to see that the finals in 2010 for the male category was 4 minutes, and a round of 4 minutes I think is too much without a recovery time between the bouts is too long. You can see after 2 minutes and 20 seconds that both Luigi and Aghayev are very tired, and now the level of the bouts is slowly going down. This is not so nice. That's why we go back with 3 minutes and asking also to the athletes to engage, giving them the penalty for passivity if they don't fight. So we change also this rule in this period.
Yes, and as you say, passivity is another example of those changes. Dissensu, passivity, 4 judges, so many changes over the period of time. But it has been refined now, and it's ready for the Olympics. We're looking forward to that. Sadly, we haven't been able to enjoy the Olympics this coming summer, but that's going to change next year, isn't it? And Davide, you've been very much involved in all of that work. If you'd like to tell us a little bit about the qualification period and how that's going to impact on these fighters.
Look, unfortunately we have to ask to our athletes to wait 1 more year. We are very sorry, but the world is crazy in this period, so our athletes can wait for 1 year. We are ready for Tokyo. We change many of our rules. Our athletes are ready. The Olympics qualification period was very long. And now, in the last month, we implement the qualification period with 2 new competitions that, because of this pandemic, we had not the possibility to take it. And so we will have again Rabat in 21, in April 2021, and also the European Championship of Sweden in May 2021. And the qualification tournament of Paris in June 2021. So we have to be calm and to wait some more months and to go deeply again in our karate world with these best athletes ready to perform after a period of rest that maybe all the athletes all the world needed in this period. I'm very curious to see the level of concentration of all the athletes after a period of lockdown, and but I hope, but I'm sure that all the athletes will be ready for the change level, for be an Olympic champion.
That gives me the great timing now to ask the question of Vicky, because she's one of those athletes who's been in lockdown with all of the others. How have you been preparing, listening to what Davide has been telling us about the preparation for the Olympics? How do you feel about that, and how is the lockdown going for you, Vicky?
I tried a lot to keep my nutrition in a good level. I was trying to not gain weight, which was hard because if you stay in one house the whole day, the only thing you're thinking is eating. So, but I managed, and I had a plan every day. I was taking a walk in the night because it's more safe, and we were able to do that. And also I was training every day as much as I could with all the equipment I had, and it worked pretty good. Of course, I'm not ready to compete right now, but I'm in a okay level, and I believe
you will be.
For sure. And I've seen also other athletes on social media that they have been doing the same. They kept training as much as they could in the house. They found some ways. Some people posted like really funny ways and creative. And it's good to see. And sometimes we did share some ideas with the other athletes. And it worked pretty good.
Fantastic. Well, the two athletes that we were just watching back in 2010, we could see Rafael Aghayev adding yet another gold medal and a world title to his. Between 2010 and coming up to date, Luigi Busa beat Aghayev in the European finals in 2019. And the tables were turned in the Dubai only recently, where Aghayev won on a 2-1 decision. So those two fighters are going to be very, very close going into the Olympics. We could be looking at an Olympic final, perhaps, Davide.
Oh, I don't want to say this. Maybe, for sure, they are top athletes, but there are other 75 kilo ready to take the Olympic title. There
are indeed. Well,
yes.
We've come to the end of our program here, and hopefully you'll be able to join us again, please, for the next visit of the best of the decade from the World Karate Federation. Thank you, Davide, and thank you, Vicky, and until next time, bye-bye.
Thank you, Billy.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.